Hello, this is Elizabeth Clare Brewington with Discover Brightside. And as you know, we've been buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. We had 7 days for the women's conference, and then we moved to 51 days of daily prayer and affirmations, which have been going on. And the big news for the conference was Iryna. And everybody, Iryna, can't stop talking about you and the app and how fantastic it was. And it really blew the audience away during the conference. So thank you so much. You were such a big hit, and everybody loves the app. So I'm here today to do a quick interview with you so that the audience can really get to know what this app is all about. And for those of you who've downloaded it for 7 days, we're hoping that now you're going to continue it on. And it's not that expensive. So we are hoping that you'll use it every month and tell us how the experience has been, because we'll be doing a survey to find out how you're doing. So over to you. Tell us your story. What was this big journey, and how did you come up with this app?
Elizabeth, first of all, I appreciate so much that you made me a part of it, of your annual conference for women, which is very important and valuable. And our meeting happened pretty natural because since we launched the Iryna AI, which is a revolutionary feature of the app, and you picked it up so quickly, and we started to be connected and in touch every day, and you invited me to be the keynote speaker, which is a huge honor for me. And I'm great. It was not a disappointment, but value and some knowledge because you have a very experienced and very smart group of people who are listeners and who will be tonight as well, on the
Yes.
conference because we continue. So my journey started when I was 23. It wasn't, and actually, journey starts, I think, before we come on this planet because
Yes.
your spiritual journey never starts, never ends, starts but never ends. And I'm a big believer in destiny. I'm a big believer in God. I follow my intuition, but my spiritual journey and, my research was quite a bit different because I traveled the world and I wanted to find myself. I was always curious since my childhood about my calling, about the mission, because I think this is the best blessing what you can find in your life is to meet with your true self. And it's not about your money-making profession. It's more about what gives you pleasure. And when you get this pleasure and when you bring the value to the population of the earth, you can't evade it, you can't escape it because money will come, success will come because it's a natural process blessed by the creator. And for me, I was a pretty curious child, and when I was 23 I got into such a like after university time because my education was all about diplomatic relationship and it was decision of my parents and I couldn't listen to my heart by that time. So I finished the university and I had so many questions to the universe, how it's built, why encounters are happening, and like why we feel great with one people and we can take the other people without even knowing them. We just feel the different level of energy. So I got into astrology, which I know not a very Christian because I'm Christian
Yeah.
instrument, but I have to tell you, I decided I want to know the power of numbers. And I told you that story that I talked even to my priest, how that could be influential for me. And he talked, the problem is not numbers themselves. The problem is people are getting into that following numbers that much that they forget about their intuition, their heart, what God gave them, first of all. So I passed it pretty quickly, but it was always my instrument for the research, for the understanding, not future, never future, because I don't like to dive into the future. It's unpredictable. I want to keep it secret, and to live my life. But it was great to understand in your character, your potential, your gifts, your talents, your things to work out. It was more around birth chart reading to understand your character, your personality. It helped me a lot. I did as well numerology because they always are very close to each other. But I realized that besides numbers, there is something bigger than that. And it was always energy for me. And I traveled the world. I did quite tough retreats because my personal journey, all big businesses, they're usually built or on big passion or on huge pain. In my case, there were two things together because when I was 23, I went through a very abusive, unpleasant, thank God, short marriage. And, with a very long divorce because my husband didn't let me, my first husband, and I understood from the opposite what relationship shouldn't be. So that's how naturally I got into the psychology and to be a client first of all. So and I understood that this tool is pretty fascinating because when you work on yourself, you start to become more confident and you start to realize who you are and discover yourself. And when I was 27, unfortunately, real family trial hit me, and my father got sick. It lasted with me for 7 years, and that's when I got into spirituality, travel in the world for different kind of retreats to understand myself better. I've been to India, to Sri Lanka. It was not religious retreat; they were more cultural because I've been to many spiritual retreats, to a lot of spiritual heights, I did a lot of spiritual research, talking to people, understand what are their pains. And I studied as well Theta Healing and Reiki. They're pretty popular in the United States. So after I made my own conclusion, because I gathered all those instruments and I realized that nobody can make you happy. And it was done by 33 when I finally lost my father. So I realized you can't make happy nobody. You can't do any kind of job because I've been working since day number one almost because I didn't want to take clients, but people were knocking my door feeling like, Iryna, please, could you do that reading for me? Or Iryna, could you check out this for me? Or Iryna, I have a question. Could you give me advice? And I'm not a big believer in giving advices because I don't like to take any karmic responsibility for somebody else's life. I want people to take their own decision. And until now, this is the base of my counseling and the base of the app itself. It's actually self-evaluation. I wouldn't even call it self-work because not everybody likes to go to work. We have enough of work, But self-evaluation, self-understanding, self-acceptance, because all my journey, numbers and without numbers, energies, like in all my studies brought me to the understanding that we have to look not outside, travel in the world. We have to dive inside. We have to reflect not what is going on outside, what triggers us even, but what we feel at this second. So my concept nowadays for one-on-one counseling with singles and couples that I still exclusively do sometimes when I feel like doing that because, this app covers a lot of clients. I
Yes.
realize people nowadays, not everybody has money, time, and opportunity to get an individual consultation. So for me, the idea of it was to simplify the life of people, to put all instruments that I studied in on one plate and let people choose their instrument to their soul, to heal their soul, to understand their persona, to study their personality, and so on.
Wow, that has been like such a journey. So it looks like everything, your whole journey has been put into this one app. So it's like your life's work. People write a book and you made an app, which
I
I
wrote a
commend
book
you.
too, but a book is not about that. It's a
Yeah.
love story with elements of psychology and coaching, but app is all about
Yeah.
self journey,
and
self-discovery.
and sharing it with the world. I mean, you will, you don't know how many times I get phone calls in the middle of the night where people are competent, wanting to commit suicide. And yes, I send them over to the suicide prevention because they say, oh, we look at you all, you all are smiling, you all are having such a good time on your show, and I want to just tell you about my life. And and people go on and on about their life. And this app can save a lot of lives because people are really lonely, given that this
Very
digital
lonely.
world has come in play. And when you watch TV, it's just what TV is giving you. It's not about what you are giving from yourself. So I really love the app. I was
Thank
blown
you.
away from day one. And I love astrology too. I mean, when we were kids, we'd always be looking for the newspaper to see, what what was going on. And then when I saw the Gemini about the two personality, making it
Yeah.
you, I thought that was a great concept as well. So my next question is, how does self-love meet the digital world?
Self-love, I want people to understand what I personally mean by self-love. For me, it's self-value, your self-worth, and self-care. Because I'm not sure that we are capable to take good care of anybody else, like mother of the child, if we are not enlightened and fulfilled with that light, with that love. And for me as well, self-love, how you can understand your self-value. Comparing you to the other people, no, it's a bad way to do it. Listening to the gossips, whoever, like what your neighbors have and what you don't, or looking up to the celebrities' life, or listening to the news, as you mentioned before. I am a big believer that this app gives people an opportunity to fall in love with themselves first before they start building any kind of relationship with anybody else. Why? Because for me, self love is self value, self understanding, self acceptance, and that would never ever happen without self knowledge. That's why I give so many instruments for people, so many tools to study their personality with all shades, with good and bad, because maybe their disadvantages can bring them to good luck and, work a good
Yeah.
purpose in life for them, but they don't know about it yet. So study yourself. Don't be scared to accept yourself as you are. And that's why people are committing suicides. They see no purpose,
Yes.
no meaning, no way out. They feel lonely, they feel unaccepted, and they feel unappreciated. And that's we all need.
Very true. Because, now as we are getting smaller with our families and nuclear and, with divorce happening and single households, we are not growing up like when I grew up. My father came from a family of 10, my mother came from a family of 6.
Wow.
I had all these cousins and aunts and, a whole lot of people around me, taking care of me as I grew up. But in this world, you may not have all that, your neighborhood and your neighbors. Some people don't even talk to their neighbors. So this app can really help, especially for developing not just yourself, but even if you're a CEO of a company and you're a woman or a guy, it gets lonely at the top, and having this app really helps. I think we just have 10 minutes, so let's go quick. Tell me a little bit about dream interpretation.
Dream interpretation is AI-driven feature. Dreams can help you to analyze your subconscious, and it helps you to discover, decode your hidden wishes or fears and illusions. And it's great for you. And it concludes few vocabularies of dreams because it's something that I'm not certified for. You can't be certified for dream interpretation. It kind of alternative to science, which were discovered through centuries by big people like Carl Jung, by Freud, by Meneghetti, by Vanga, people who had gifts or were very scientifical, and they did their notes what this dream means, what cat in your dream with, what dog in your dream with, like actually like vocabulary of words, the same thing here, meaning of your dreams. And when it's mixed up or you have a blurry dream or something like that, you still can, and our dream interpretation, again, it's decoding your dream from the point of view of your emotions, not just, oh, it meant this and this would happen. No, I always stay away from prediction, only reflecting on your feelings.
Yeah, that's true. That's really true. Um, and then I love the daily affirmation, and you talked a little bit about meditation and traveling around the world and the experience with astrology. So let's go to the quote of the day. Tell us where did you, I mean, with this AI gen, what kind of quotes would they get every day?
I didn't do that with AI. We have just two AI-driven features. Everything what you see, which is quote of the day and affirmations, there and meditations, by the way, themed meditations for singles and couples. They're separate. They're created by me. I because I knew the way I work with people individually. So quote of the day, your inspire self-love card and affirmations, they are created for people to keep them on track. Because why we hire coaches, why we need extra support, even in the gym, because we need somebody to guide us and to say us, you can do it, you can
Yeah.
do it. So if you don't have, or you don't have that person to support you, here we are. You have three tools to support you daily.
Wow, that's amazing. And then they can have a little journal as well. I just love it. It's beautiful. Congratulations. And we are going to make sure that everyone in our network gets this app and downloads it. So thank you for watching Discover Brightside. You guys are so smart. You know what to do. Hit the bell icon so you never miss our video. Subscribe and share with us what you thought about this app and what you thought about this video, and then how we can help you further. And we want to know how we can help you. So this is not just about us and Discover Brightside, but this is more about you. Thank you for watching and being such great support.